Welcome back, guys. I have been feeling like absolute crap. I think basically over like the last 2 to 3 weeks I've only left the house once. And today is sunny outside, the temperature's a bit cooler than it has been, and I'm determined that I'm going to get out of the house today. So this is kind of like a quick-ish get ready with me. I'm going to try and dry my hair today because I'm having a bit of an eczema flare up on my neck, and the dermatologist told me previously that well, I should be doing it all the time, but obviously when I don't have the energy to, I don't use a hairdryer or anything, but I need to try and keep that area as dry as possible. So I'm going to use my hairdryer brush thing to make sure it's dry before I go out and just pop a tiny bit of makeup on. Even though it's slightly cooler today, it's 22 degrees, I am sweating. As if it's 10 degrees hotter than that. I'm not sure if I'm due on or something. I just checked the thermometer and the indoor temperature is only 23, so it must be my body is just, you know, off balance or something. But yeah, let's get into it. Apologies if the camera angles change, guys. I just had to check that it was actually working. I'm filming on the back camera for the first time, so I've got like a mirror set up, but I can't always see, like depending on the amount of sunlight that's coming in, I can't always see very well in the mirror whether I'm centered on the screen or not. But anyway, I'm just gonna take my hair out of this. Oh God, my ears always hurt when I'm in that. My ears stick out quite a bit, so whenever I wear anything that keeps them in like that, they kind of bend in half. Does anybody else experience that? I'm just going to apply some of the Lush Super Milk. This is one of my favourite leave-in hair conditioners, and I can use it when I'm trying to make my hair wavy as well, but today I think I'm just going to dry it straight because it's easier. So I'm just using this literally as a conditioner to hydrate my hair. Actually, I might just put it in my hands first and then work it into my hair. It's easier. When I try and spray them into my hair, I always end up with half the product on my back or my neck or in my ears or something, or even in my eyes. I've done that once before, which is weird because I've got pretty good hand-eye coordination, like in terms of sports and things, so I don't know what's going on there. I might actually speed through some of these sections where I'm not talking because we'll be here all day otherwise, and I don't want to end up with like an hour and 15-minute video or something. That was a very specific time. But you know what I mean. I always try and get these videos to close to half an hour or under as possible, but I end up just talking my way through it. Oh, I've got hair in my mouth. And then I'm also going to spray some of the Stafford protection mist, heat protection mist. It says flat iron protection mist, but it's all the same, isn't it? It's all heat. But I love the smell of this. I don't think I can put this one on in my hands first, so I'll just have to try my best. Oh, I think this has the old scent because I've had this for quite a while. I don't know if I'm right, but it really reminds me of Angel by Thierry Mugler. It's just got something about it and it smells so amazing, but I think they've changed the scent on a lot of their products now. I really like the coconut ones, but I don't think they do that scent, which is a shame. I'm just going to comb this through. It's so like straw-like. These bits where I had the bleach tea section put in, they get so dry. It doesn't matter what I put on them. Do you see they're already fully dry already compared to the hair around it? I do try to create a bit more volume at the root, but it's really hard with this barrel because it's so large. This was really good when I had long hair because it was quicker, obviously because the surface area of the barrel is a lot higher. But now that I have shorter hair, especially when I had my lob, it just feels really awkward to get in there. Maybe I need to invest in one of those slimmer ones where I can like get it right up under. already feels so matted. I might have to spray some more stuff on there by the time I get to the top. I'm not even sure my hair's fully all the same length. I have this thing where I get my hair cut, I leave it ages, I always forget to go and get another trim. So it's normally like 7 or 8 months until my next haircut, and one side grows way faster than the other. Does that happen to any of you? It's just kind of crazy. When it's curly or wavy, you can't really tell so much, but I think because I barely ever straighten my hair, when it is straight, you can kind of see the difference. I can't see it right now because I can't see the bottom of my hair in the mirror, but I'm sure there will be quite a big difference. Actually, whilst we're here, let me ask you guys, do any of you who have started to get like grey hairs coming from the roots know a good low maintenance hair colouring process? I can't even think of the word, but you know what I mean, to kind of like blend them in or kind of hide them without having to spend loads of money and keep having it done. So I had the blonde T section put in. Because I've got really dark hair, I don't trust that many people to apply bleach, so I went to like quite a high-end salon. It cost me the best part of £300, which was kind of ridiculous. That's why I only go to the salon like once a year. I just think it's not necessary, and I feel like there's probably a better way that I can add some dimension, some highlights or something into my hair to kind of disguise the greys. It's not too bad, to be honest, because I only had T-section. As it's grown out and I've got greys coming through, it is blending like quite well. I don't think the greys are that noticeable. I was considering having maybe a balayage and going to a salon back at home, well, where I'm from originally, because hair prices are much lower there, and that's a lot lower maintenance. That's much lower maintenance because it can just grow out. It's blended into the roots, so it can kind of grow out for longer, and it doesn't look like you've dyed your hair and it's grown out. You get what I mean? But we're also going into winter now, and I do love my dark colour. So before I was dyeing it myself like box dye, just all one brown colour, dark brown. But then again, that has to be done regularly. Not too regularly because I do have dark brown roots, but you can see the greys coming through so obviously. And I don't always have the energy because again, it's one of those things where you need to have your hands up in the air, you know, to put the dye on. And I don't really have anyone here who can do it for me. So it's not the easiest. Any ideas or tips, let me know in the comments. My hair is still so frizzy, I'm gonna have to put a lot of product in it. It's about 90% dry now, but I don't want to use all my energy doing that. The number of hairs that have fallen out during that process onto my lap or the floor or my t-shirt is just mental. I molt more than a dog. See, I don't want to have any rogue hairs while I'm filming. That always happens. I have bits or something. Because of the level of frizz that is happening right now, I think we need to go in with this bad boy. This is the Colour Wow 1 Minute Transformation Styling Cream, and it says it instantly re-moisturizes and eliminates frizz. I'll start off with like a very large pea-sized amount and see what that does before I apply any more. I think this has quite a fair bit of oil in it, so you don't want to go in too ham and then make your hair like super oily and greasy, you know. I think we need a little bit more than that. My hair must be really dry. It says a small amount. Maybe I should have put this on before, not sure. I'm going to clip my hair up anyway because, like I said, I'm boiling today. The last thing I want is my hair suffocating me around my neck. When I do stuff like this and I get that ick, like, ugh, I need to get the product off me straight away. I sometimes think, have I got an issue? Or is that just normal? Does everybody experience that? Like, I don't like anything that's remotely sticky or just not a nice feeling texture on my hands. If it's not water or cream that I know is going to soak in pretty quickly, no. Quick drink break after that hot activity. Actually, should I get rid of that towel? That would annoy me if I was watching this. I'm just going to do some very light makeup today because I don't want anything on my face. The last time I wore makeup, I used a setting spray that I haven't used for ages, and I felt like I was suffocating. It was warm outside, but my skin just felt it was awful. So I think that's put me off like full face for a little while. Even that, it wasn't a full face, but I don't want like too many things going on. I think we'll start with brows. I've got this Beauty Crop Brow Friends Forever. I think this is the clear one, yeah. I haven't used this before, so this is the first time. But I do actually need a mirror. I've got one mirror so that I can see the back camera, but I don't have a mirror for me to actually look directly into to help me. I don't want that light on, turn off. Actually, I probably should have done my SPF first today, before this, but I don't think it really matters that much. That's cute. Natural fluffy brow. I can never get this eyebrow even remotely like the first one. I think I've got a bit of excess product there. Don't want that. Let me try and use my right hand and see if that helps with controlling how much I'm putting on here. Can you see that I've got like some weird white bits going on, which I don't have on this side? I think that'll have to do. If it dries down with white flakes, then we'll just have to comb it out and deal with it at the time. Even though it is later in the day, it is still sunny, so we definitely need our SPF. I don't know if you can see, I've got these like enhanced patches here on the outsides of my eye that are kind of like greeny yellow. Basically my skin tone, but like more enhanced. I think it might be where I've caught the sun and I've got like a very, very slight tan that's now fading because I haven't been to the beach or anywhere where I've been exposed to it for a couple of months. Because I can't think of anything else. At first I thought it might be my Kiehl's avocado eye cream because that's bright green. And I thought, is it discolouring my skin? But surely it wouldn't do that because loads of people use that product and they would have a real issue if it was turning people's skin green. Did I even put any on my nose? Let's just put a bit more just in case. We don't want to be looking like Rudolph. I'm not going in with any base product today. My skin's not looking too bad. I haven't got too much redness or anything like that, so I think I'm going to go straight in with a light touch of bronzer. This is the e.l.f. Putty bronzer. I think in one of my previous videos, might have been one of my short form voiceovers, I said that I used the shade Tan Lines, which isn't true. I've got Honey Drip, which I think is actually 2 shades darker than the one I should be using. Basically the lightest shade that is very cool toned for pale skin. I think that is the one I wanted to buy, but I couldn't. It was sold out every time I went to try and buy it. This was ages ago, and I ended up with this one, but it actually looks fine on. I just used like a more diffused brush. Like it's this domed one. It looks quite dense, but it's actually quite fluffy, and that helps the bronzer to go on less intensely, which is good obviously because this is quite a dark shade. And I always start at the back just in case I've got too much product, and then it's kind of easier to hide it or to work it in than putting it right there and then you have all this bronzer in this area. I think that might be all I want today. I want just a very kind of natural look and nothing that's going to suffocate me like the other day. I might put a little bit up here as well actually. And I always try to make sure I go into the hairline as well. So we don't want a white line there followed by some bronzer on the cheek, because then it's going to look very unnatural. See there, I got the gap in my hairline. not going to wear any blush today because I haven't got base products on, and I do flush naturally. I've got like rosacea and stuff. I think my natural colouring when I get a bit warm outside is enough. I might add some of the NYX Lift and Snatch in ash brown, I think this is, yeah, just to add a few hair strokes at the front. I definitely need a darker version of this. I think I need like dark brown or brown black or something. And I think we'll go in with my NARS under eye brightener. This is the shade Light Swan. Did I say Night Swan or Light Swan? Light Reflecting Eye Brightener, Night Swan. I really love this on its own or under concealer, just a small amount. Like I said, I don't want to wear too much makeup today, so this is just to take the edge off my dark areas here without actually putting any like proper base products on. Do you see how nice that is? I'm hoping you can see the difference, because I can see the difference in my mirror. I think it has reflective qualities, but not in like a shimmery kind of way, in quite a natural way, so that stops you seeing the discoloration underneath. I was going to say detracts from the colour underneath, but is that even a word? Do you know when you just say some words and it just sounds so alien? Like I've just made it up on the spot. I don't think I have, but just in case. It just blends so nicely as well. I'm going to set that with the Vieve Modern Powder Perfector in the shade Light. So I just take powder on the puff. This is a pressed powder, by the way, not a loose powder. And then I rub off excess on my hand and like work it into the puff. This is the Morphe E3, and just the same powder. Tap off the excess. It looks like I've taken the eye brightener up quite high on the side of my nose there, but not on this side. So we need to fix that somehow. I think it's just powder actually, so I've managed to get rid of most of it. Might just need to put a little bit of powder on that side of my nose to even it out. I did forget to do this at the very beginning, but I'm just going to put some of this Blistex Intensive Moisturiser on my lips whilst I continue doing the rest of my makeup. Hopefully this will soak in and make my lips slightly less dry and crumbly by the time we come to do my lips. My lips are basically cracked and dry for whatever reason, and then I pick it. I am a skin picker. I think I've talked about this so many times. I think I've done that sort of thing since I was a child. Not that specific habit, but I've done things like twist my hair when I'm tired or when I'm nervous or when I'm bored. Like I have these like mini, I don't know what you'd call them. I don't know if they're like coping mechanisms or something, but yeah, it's not great. Although I don't bite my nails, which is good, because I know that's the first thing for a lot of people. I think I'm going to use a Vieve Eye Wand in Coffee to do a small wing. You can see the colour there. It's a really nice dark brown. I'm just going to take it onto the brush. I might have to do this in the mirror. Actually, I do it with my eye open and I just press initially. Actually, that's quite good. Normally it takes me like 6 attempts. I have to remove it, try again. The reason I do it with my eyes open is because I basically have hooded eyes, like have deep set, and my brow bone is really low and engulfs the whole lid space. So see how far down my crease comes. If I was just to open my eye and do a liner like everybody else, when I open my eyes it would kind of look wonky and a bit weird and would be like swallowed up by the lid, or not the lid, the like this part of my brow. So it's better to do it with your eyes open so you can see how it looks, and then you can always go in and fix it. I think Katie Jane Hughes again, she has all the tips and tricks, but is to just apply it like that and then open your eye, and if it looks a bit weird then you can kind of fill in any gaps. You can always take your finger as well if you want it to go even further out and have a like kind of drag it. You can just use your finger to do that, but I'm happy with where mine is at the moment. I might need a bit more. They dry down relatively quickly, so I mean they do blend well, but then they will set down quite quickly, so don't be taking forever. I just wanted to connect it a bit better to the eyelid. Yep, happy with that, I think. So when my eyes are open, you can only see like a slim wing there, but it's quite cute. Once I've got mascara on, things always look a bit crazy when you're like midway. Yeah, that's not the same at all. I'm gonna have to wipe that one off. I find wings really hard. I've got Vieve liquid liners and Fenty liquid liner. They're all really amazing, but I barely ever use them because I'm terrified. Like, I can't do it. Obviously you do that after the rest of your makeup. Maybe I have to try doing it at the beginning and then I'm not so scared. But I don't want to ruin my whole makeup, so I just avoid using them, which is really bad because they're really amazing products. I think we need to go lower. Go low. Wait, is that a song? Get low. Get low. Get low. To the window. Oh no, am I going to get copyrighted for that? Hope not. Why is it cowling up so much? I don't understand. I think because I've done it right under, I'm touching the oh, I'm touching, God, now I've wiped half my bronzer off. What a mess. A bit more powder again. That's better. And now we just fill it in to match the other side. God, I just realised how close I was to the camera. Sorry guys, that's a jump scare. I'm going to put some of my more eye brightener here and use that to like carve out the under the eyeliner. Oh my God. Am I even going to make it out of the house today because I'm so clumsy? Like, I can't believe how not straight my hair is already. And it's looking so dry and I've put so much product on. I might need to try something else. I might need to go in with an oil. Look how frizzy it is. I think they are finally pretty much matching. It only took me the best part of 15 minutes. I'm so disappointed about my hair. I use this Bleach London Intensive Conditioner. It's a mask, so you're only supposed to use it like once a week. I only wash my hair twice a week, and so I use it on one of those occasions, but I'm thinking I might need to just use it every time because it's the only thing that puts some life back in my hair. It's just so friggin' dry. I think that's because my hair is supposed to be wavy and it's too dry. It needs some moisture put back into it, so it just behaves like this all the time. I'm just putting some powder on my eyelids and over the liner to set it. And I don't have anything on my eyelids, so I'm just putting a little bit of powder on just in case they get oily, because they do that sometimes. This is the Vieve Invisible setting spray. Love the smell. It's so refreshing. I need to speed this up a bit. This is taking way longer than I anticipated, and at this rate I'll have no time or energy to even leave. Why do I sound like a smoker when I laugh like that? I'm not even going to tidy up, I think, before I leave. I always have to tidy the desk before I leave, but it's not necessary that I can do it tomorrow. So, you know, when you have things that you are like time sensitive or you need to get out, do something, I can always do this later, but for some reason I'm obsessed with like making sure it's all tidy before I get back because I don't want to come back to it. I get the sentiment behind it. It's like a self-love, self-care thing because I don't want my future self to have to deal with it if I can deal with it now. But sometimes that mentality is just not helpful. It just creates more stress. I just realised I filmed this video. I'm in natural daylight. I was supposed to use my little, I don't know what you call this. Just LED light, whatever. Brain's gone blank. Just to enhance the light, but I'm hoping the light is good enough that you can actually see without that. I'm just going to apply some double wear lengthening mascara after my Sky High in all the colours. So I think I've got Cosmic Black, Normal Black and Burgundy. This is probably my next favourite black mascara for an everyday because the Sky High, I love it, but I would say that's my favourite to get like a lot more volume, whereas this one is just kind of lengthening and creates that like more wispy look, which I want on a really light, almost a no makeup day. And that is heavy, not in a bad way, like it's a much bolder statement lash, which I absolutely love and is my favourite, but I don't want that look today because we're trying to go for the I'm not wearing anything kind of look. I say that about it being wispy, watch it go like really chunky now I've said that. It kind of is going chunky. Oh god. But that's a bit more like what I normally expect it to look like. So we're a bit more wispy. I don't know why this side's gone like that. It's normally like an enhanced, slightly enhanced natural lash. The way I put it on anyway. I'm sure you can put more layers on to get like a fuller look, but I use this one specifically for that like slightly elevated everyday lash. I'll have to add some more to the other side just to match it a bit. Otherwise it's going to look like I've got no mascara on one side. I didn't curl my lashes again, forgot, but obviously this is like a more everyday makeup, so that part of it is not absolutely necessary. Why is my hair like this? Why so static and frizzy? God's sake. I'm getting tired of this now. I'll have a quick drink break. I think we just need to do lips now. I think we want to go for something quite natural-ish. Might even just go with a small amount of lip liner and then like a lip balm, because my lips are in such a state again. One of these days I'm going to make a video where I'm like, guys, my lips are finally healed, woo! Other than where I've got like this soreness here, my lips are so dry that they kind of shrink. That's not ideal. Like, you want plumper, juicy lips. Not that there's anything wrong with small or thin lips, because mine are not really big lips. But like, it's unnecessary for them to be like this, you know? It makes it so hard to put any makeup on. I just have to get better care of myself and stop picking at the damn lip. What's this one that's gone down really small? High Standards NYX. Yeah, actually, I think we're going to go for like a pinky lip, because I don't have any other real colour on my face. I don't wear pink a lot. I'm not really into it, but I think because I'm wearing like a pale yellow top, pink would actually look quite cool. So we're going with this one. This is the NYX Slide On Glide On lip liner in High Standards. And because I'm going with the lip balm over the top, I'm just going to bring the colour into my lips a little bit more. I was in Primark at some point over the last few weeks, like the large one in central London. Bear in mind, I barely ever go into central because obviously it's far and I don't have the energy. I don't know how long it's been there, but they now stock Essence makeup and Catrice. Why can't I say that word? Catrice makeup. Obviously, after watching people like Taylor Wynn, they always recommend, even Kathleen Knights as well, they always recommend the blushes and the powder blushes and the powder highlighter from Essence, the baked ones. They say like they're like, other than like the Becca highlighters, they're like the best highlighter, especially for that price. So I went in and thought, oh, I'm gonna like pick up the highlighter. But that's one of the only products they don't have. They have so many products, but they don't have that baked highlighter, which was a bit disappointing, but the prices are so good. And I did think, should I go in one day and see if I can get like a full face for like under £20? That might be a push. The products are supposed to be quite good, so it might be worth trying so that I can try for you guys before you buy anything. So I just popped on some of the Summer Fridays Lip Butter Balm in Pink Sugar, I think this is. Yes, Pink Sugar. Not my favourite scent, but I do like the colour of it. This is a lot more intense pink than I was anticipating, but I'm not mad at it, so we're just going with it. Then I took my small little hoops out, and because I'm wearing yellow, I thought some gold would look nice today. Silver also looks nice, but I haven't worn gold for a while. I'm just going to try and manage my hair a little bit with some sort of product. Let me go and find something else. I didn't really want to have to go in with any oil, but I think it's necessary looking at the straw-like state of this hair. So I've got the OGX coconut oil mist. I'm just going to spray it into my hands again because I don't want to put too much on. It's gone for like 3 pumps. That might be just enough for one side, looking at this. This normally like kind of sits on the surface for a bit, so my hair can look a little bit greasy when I first put it on, but then it soaks in and like softens into my hair. Just needs some time to soak in. This hair is just mental. I will be clipping it anyway. It's quite windy outside. You probably heard the leaves blowing around in the background. And I don't want to be dealing with this hair, especially because I've got lip gloss on as well. I hate the feeling of my hair getting stuck in my lip gloss. So the hair needs to be clipped away. So yeah, guys, this is the finished look. I better get going because at this point there are going to be no more hours in the day for me to actually leave. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.